All right, good morning everybody and welcome back to one of my favorite all-time games ever, Empyrion Galactic Survival. Today is a really cool day for me because it's going to be my very first attempt at building a capital ship from scratch. And you know, like most other Empyrion players, good morning guys. Josie, Bourbon Ninja, and Dan Big Show Hall. Really glad to have you guys hanging out today. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. So, I have, like most Empyrion players, spawned in other people's capital ship builds and tweaked them and modified them and all that sort of thing, but I have never actually built my own capital ship all the way from the ground up. And so that's what we're going to do. I spent a little bit of time, actually quite a bit of time, in creative mode over the last couple of days, just kind of playing around with some potential designs. And I think I have a pretty good overall idea of what I want to do with this ship. And so we may pop into creative mode a couple of times for me to check a few things. But I think I have pretty much, you know, what I want to do in my head, at least enough to get us started, definitely in this stream, and then we'll just kind of work it as we go. How long this is going to take, God only knows, because it took me several months to build my Cylon Raider, but, you know, it'll take as long as it takes, we'll put it that way, okay? Because I want this to turn out to be a pretty cool ship when it's all said and done. It's not something I'm just simply going to slap together and, you know, have it be a cube with engines. We're gonna try and make it look as best as we can, considering that this is our first shot at doing this. The more I build in this game, like anything else, of course, the more familiar I become with what its capabilities are, which shape to use where, that sort of thing. I still don't have that 100% figured out, but you know, I'm starting to get the feel for it. So by the time this build is done, I'll be that much the wiser on, you know, making this all happen. Okay, so what's going on here? We are on Taladar. This base and this world and this seed and whatnot is what I am doing my Season 2 Let's Play series on YouTube. So if you are interested in that, check out my YouTube channel, and you can basically see the very right from the start when I started here on Taladar up to this point. And I'm going to continue to do Let's Play videos. Let me turn this music down a little bit, it's really loud to me. I'm going to continue to do Let's Play videos on this world, but when I do builds, I typically stream those because, you know, they take much longer. They're not really well suited for a YouTube episode, unless it's done, you know, of course, in multiple parts or time-lapse. But I prefer to stream builds, or at least part of them, live. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Good morning, Claude. How you doing, my friend? Won't be able to hang out long. Your niece's birthday? Ah, no worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello, if nothing else, and I hope you have a good time. Well, as good of a time as you can at a niece's birthday party. So, appreciate all you do, buddy. All right, so, we're on Taladar. I built this ship a couple of episodes ago, and we call it the Jade Jet. It's a little bit beat up right now because I got into some scuffles with it, but it is a it's a very basic, just standard steel block, warp-capable small vessel. And so we built that so that we could actually warp to a couple of other planets and, you know, get some Sathium, get some Zascosium, Erestrum, all the stuff that we needed to get started with our capital ship build. There's a couple of things that I want to do to this ship before it's completed. I'm going to take and enclose this whole cockpit area in hardened glass, and I want to upgrade all the blocks to hardened steel. I didn't have any Sathium at the time that I built this, and so I wasn't able to finish those two things. So it is incomplete. At some point, it is in my plans to finish it out and then put it up on the workshop for anybody who is interested in possibly downloading this thing and using it. It's called the Jade Jet, and basically the concept behind this was take the largest small vessel thruster, which is a triple XL or double XL, I can't remember, sorry, thruster, and build a ship around it. And so that's what I did. And it actually worked out pretty good for the most part. Has a little bit of a space shuttle, you know, standard jet type of feel to it. But anyway, that's our Jade Jet, and it served us well for getting us to a few other planets to get the resources that we needed for our capital ship build. Now, I have other small vessels that I have built I have the yellow jacket, which is this guy here, which will probably actually spawn in because it does have hardened steel and it's more capable, combat capable. It's just kind of a little stubby thing, but it works pretty well. I used it through Season 1 of my Let's Play. And then, of course, my masterpiece to date, my Cylon Red Raider. Both of these you guys can find on the Steam Workshop. They are published to the public if you're interested. And so, yeah, they are available, and we can post you the link if you need that, okay? All right, so enough messing around. Good morning, Dialphin. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, my friend? And are you going to be with us tonight on the multiplayer? We would love to have you again. Black Widow just can't wait for you to get on and paint his capital ship pink when he's not looking. And by the way, Black Widow, good morning to you too, sir. Glad to have you here, buddy. It's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. He pays me to say that. I'm just kidding. Okay. I love Black Widow. I hate to admit it, but I love him. All right, so enough preamble. Let's get the show on the road. We got a lot of work to do, people. A hell of a lot of work to do. So what I have done here is I have basically cooked up, I believe, all the parts that we need to create a space station. Now, wait a minute, old guy. I thought you said you were going to build a capital ship. What do you mean, space station? Let me explain. I am going to build the capital ship in space. There's no way in hell I'm going to try and build a capital ship on a planet. It was enough of a pain in the ass to do a small vessel, at least the one the size of the Raider. So we're building this sucker in space. And I need a platform up there with constructors and with supplies and with oxygen and all that kind of stuff in order to support that build. So what we're going to do first, the very first thing, is we are going to go build ourselves a very basic, I know I say that all the time, but I promise this one's not going to get fancy because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It's just for function. We're going to go build ourselves a very basic space base that will be used for us as our base of operations, really, while we're building this capital ship, okay? So I think I have all the parts that I need to do that, except for the most important part, and that is a base block. So let's get a base starter going. And then while that's happening, we'll keep... Well, I'll tell you what. We probably have enough combat steel to get started here. And probably to the space base that I am going to build. I don't know that that's going to be permanent. It might just be a temporary installation. We'll see how that goes. But let's just double check and make sure I have everything I need for that basic base. So we got the starter block. We got a Jenny. We've got fuel tanks, oxygen tank, oxygen dispenser, gravity generator, one advanced constructor. Let's get another one of those. I would like to have at least 2 advanced constructors on the space base to support the build. We got a ventilator, we got a refrigerator. We don't need a food processor up there. We'll have to take the food with us. And some glass for the windows. We got blocks. And I think the only thing we're probably missing is some kind of a door for the base. So let's just make I guess we'll make a hangar door for that. And let's also make an armored door. We'll have a couple of different ways of getting in there. All right, and then while that's cooking up, I don't think I'll put a furnace up there just because I probably have all the ore that I need, I'm guessing. I got quite a bit of sathium left in there, and then this thing is chocked full of quite a few ores, including, you know, some of the higher level stuff that I got during the last couple of YouTube episodes that we did. So we will be taking this up with us too, but let's get up there and get the base built first, and then we'll worry about what inventory we're going to need. Now, while that's happening, let's also get started on some capital ship components. We'll get started down here, but then we'll continue that stuff up in space once we get the base built. Okay? So, Let me get caught up on chat. Excuse me, chat here. Zoompy3. Zoompy. Good morning, Zoompy. I had to look at your name and make sure I got it right. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. Glad to have you. Yeah, building in space is way better. Because, you know, then you can fly around. You don't have to use the drone that has, you know, the drone's fine, but I'd rather just do everything in person, and I can fly around in space and do that easily. So much better. Plus, it's kind of fun to be in space. You know, this is a space game after all. Claude Voy, all this talk of pink, what about purple? Well, I think Elf likes purple too. Pink and purple. So maybe do some purple. All right. 4 colors to play with. She's going to play with pink, 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 and purple. Those are her 4 colors. All right. So let's see. We got this stuff here. And guys, am I missing anything other than fuel and oxygen for our very basic space base? Let's grab these fusion cells. You know, it probably wouldn't hurt, since we are going to be in space. It probably wouldn't hurt to build some solar panels too. Have a little we might not even need to use normal fuel at all if we have solar panels set up. And let's also do a repair bay. I think, yeah. Let's do a repair bay. We might end up moving the repair bay to the capital ship once the capital ship is done. And I just had a thought and I just lost it. It just went out the old guy's head. What was it that I was going to do? Shit, I can't remember. Let's do a couple lights. And I'm not really worried about ORP because I'm in the Taladar playfield and it is a PvE playfield, so that's not really a thing. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I suppose a repair station might not be a bad idea. And what the hell, let's do an armor locker too. We'll have a fully functioning base. It's just not going to be a fancy one. Oh, duh. Solar panels. Man, old guy moment. Somebody give me an old guy moment in chat. So hopefully, you know, hopefully these panels can keep the station fully powered. We might not even need to use fuel at all, but we'll see. That may not be the case if I have both of the constructors running full bore, but we'll just see how it goes. Widow, you need to write down the sound commands, dude. I expect you to have those memorized by now. Okay. Here's our repair bay. Looks like I'm having an old guy moment. There we go. There we go. Yeah. We'll probably have several of those before it's all said and done. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's go offload some of this stuff into this small vessel. And we'll also take some ores and stuff up with us, too. Let's get this down here. We need to make sure we have emergency oxygen. We got a full stack of canned veggies, our favorite. Speaking of which, let's pick some more tomatoes. I need to redo this and plant 2 rows of tomatoes so I have an even amount amongst the 4 ingredients for canned veggies, but haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Crank out some more of those. Actually, I have some windows, Zimpy. Yep, I have a stack of glass blocks. Absolutely. Okay, so I guess we're just waiting on this stuff. While we're doing that, let's grab some ores to get started with. So we're going to want iron. Let's grab say 4 stacks of those for now. Let's grab 4 stacks of Sath. We'll grab a couple stacks of silicon, a couple stacks of copper. Well, we might. Cobalt's probably going to be our weakest in terms of quantity, or we might have to do a little side mining trip. We'll see how that goes. Let's do a couple things in Neo. We'll grab. Actually, here, let's grab the Arrestrum and Zask from here. Are any of these going to need Arrestrum? We'll leave a little bit in here, plus I have the backup in there, and then we have, that's copper. Let's grab a pretty good chunk of the Zascosium too, and we'll leave a tiny bit in here, just in case it's needed for something. And that'll probably get us started as far as ores go. Iron and Sath are going to be what we're going to need, absolutely need the most because of, you know, the combat steel. And if it turns out that, you know, we run short on that, there's a planet just 2 jumps away that has all that stuff. And I've almost mined out all of the Zascosium, so if we go there again, we should get meteorites of that stuff. I have not secured the planet, or rather I have not taken out the bases, but it doesn't matter because this is a multiplayer server and they'll respawn anyway. I do need to get the raider spawned in ASAP so that I can go, you know, blow those dudes up. But I'm still kind of getting my feet on the ground, so to speak, in this playthrough because I only started it like a couple weeks ago. This is season 2, and I'm kind of trying to fast track it, so to speak, only because when Alpha 8 comes out, I'm playing on the Voodoo 3 scenario, and when Alpha 8 comes out, that's going to go away. I just can't see how that's going to work with Alpha 8, and so I want to, you know, get as much enjoyment out of this scenario before it's no longer playable. Okay, so I think we have everything. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I always do, but I think this is enough to get us started. So let's hop in the J-Jet here, and what we're going to do is we're going to basically build directly above the base, or as close as possible to it. Okay, we want to go this way. There we go. I was trying to get more or less straight up in the air here. We're not quite straight up in the air, but close enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Just so, you know, when we come back down, we basically just go straight down and we're there. And we don't have to fly, you know, through Atmo or anything. Welcome to space, people. Welcome to space. We're going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to spend a lot of time here. Okay, so let's get up to this spot. Right about here is probably good. I just want to get out of the haze of the atmosphere and so forth. We're going to level the ship out. Level LOL, as if there was a level in space. There is in this game. And I think that's probably a pretty good spot right there. Okay, so make sure I got my helmet on, make sure I got plenty of O2. I should have an EVA boost. I did, yeah, I found a heavy set of armor in a POI, which was an awesome find. And let's build ourselves a space base. Again, this is not going to be fancy. It's going to be basic, it's functional, and it's there to support the build of our capital vessel. That's the point of doing this. So there's our block. There's that. And let's put all this back in here for the moment. And put all the stuff we need to build this sucker in our inventory. At least the most important stuff to start with anyway. Well, I guess we can fit it all in there, so let's just do it. That'll be our starting fuel. Actually, no. Let's use fusion cells. We have them. Let's use them. I got a whole bunch more cooking up, too. Get a little bit of gravity there. And we'll take those two guns in case we get inspired to do a very small amount of decorating, and I mean a very small amount. I don't want to spend time on this. We got to do a capital ship. Yeah, baby. Okay. So, let's get a little ways away from the small vessel. This is probably good enough. Again, we're going to level out. Let's face the planet too. Oh, actually, where's the sun at? I just thought of something. If this is in the shade, our solar panels aren't going to work so great. The sunlight... I'm guessing that the sun is on the other side of the planet, because if you look at the moon, you can see that the sun's hitting that side of it, so it's... Yeah, it is, because that's the night side of the planet. Oh, shit. Okay, so we have to make a decision here. If we want to use solar power, we're going to have to go to the other side of the planet, which means we have free and clean and awesome power for our base. It also means, though, that every time we need to go back down to the planet to get supplies and whatnot, we're going to have to fly around to the other side of the planet. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of leaning towards solar power just because I don't want to have to keep messing with putting fuel in the place, you know. So let's go this way and see how far we have to go to get into sunshine. That little base marker over there was an experiment that I was doing earlier. There's not actually a base there. In fact, we can actually remove that too from our... I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have any problems, you know, placing the block, and I actually did have problems placing the block. It seems like when you place a block in space, or at least in this playfield, that the block is invisible, even though it's there. Okay, so there's some sun. That's not too far away. We'll just have to remember that we have to shoot that direction, which I guess is... okay, it's towards the Pentaxid asteroid. So that's what I need to remember. When I go back to the planet, we fly towards the Pentaxid asteroid for a little ways before we touch down. And I can recognize where the base is on the planet by, you know, by the lake that it's on from space too. So I think this will work. So let's do this. Now we'll have sunshine, and now we'll have be able to make use of solar power. How big am I going to build this CV? Well, option B would get a lot of fuel storage. What do you mean by option B, Zumpy? Don't make me turn this space station around. Exactly. Exactly. Are we there yet? I think we're there. Yeah, Zumpy, tell me what you mean by option B. I must have lost the context there. So anyway, let's get started with the block. We'll move away from the small vessels just a little bit here. I think we'll face the sun. And level out again, and then let's place this sucker down. Boom. Awesome. Okay. It didn't go invisible on me this time. That's always a good thing. Okay, so let's get our blocks here on our toolbar. Now I do want to make this big enough to park small vessels anyway. And if we decide to keep it, then of course it'll need to be, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be large enough to park a cap vessel, because you can just park the capital vessel next to it. The key here is that I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, because we got to get started on the build. So don't let me get too crazy with this, guys. You know how I am sometimes. When I get started building something, I just go balls out on it when I don't necessarily need to. Whoops. Turn that back on. What are you doing? Make sure that's working good. Okay. So let's see. The sun is that direction, so that's wherever we end up putting the solar panels. That's the direction that we want them to face. And we might end up actually building a separate array for that, just because 6 solar panels are going to take up quite a bit of space. And this is not intended to be a large base by any means. But let's come out this way a little more. And we'll come out to here. So what are we out now? 3 blocks that way, and we need to go to another row this way. Okay, so let's pop around the bottom here, and we're gonna do another layer on the bottom as well to protect the core, if nothing else, or help protect it better. And we'll put stuff that we don't need direct access to underneath here. So that includes the generator. Let's turn it that way and that way. Turn my light on too so we can see what's going on here. Okay, so we got that. This thing is 3 blocks high, so if I put it on the underneath, we're gonna have to build deeper. I don't think I want to do that. Well, let's not worry about that. But we could put the fuel tanks on the bottom. There we go. So let's stick those there. What else can we put underneath here? Oxygen tank could go underneath. And I wonder if I might actually want to make another one of those now that I think about it. Let's see. We can't put the ventilator underneath. I think that's pretty much it. Everything else we're going to want to be able to access. But what I might do, though, is probably wouldn't hurt to add another oxygen tank. But I think we'll run with this with one minor change here. Let's take and turn this the other way so everything's facing the same direction. No particular reason, just for the hell of it. Get that cord out of the way. And I want to do one more thing here. If we decide that we need to expand, either possibly with another generator, probably not. All we need to do, really, you know, is be able to run 2 constructors simultaneously and keep the place pressurized, and I guess keep a refrigerator going. So I think a single generator should do that. We might want to put a couple cannons up here, though, too, now that I think about it, that as well. Where the hell did my generator go? Where's the generator? I have, you can see on the lower right hand corner, I have it on disassemble, not deconstruct. So where the hell did my generator just go? Oh, it's right there. God, it's too small. I can't see it. Okay. Freaking me out, man. Freaking me out. So let's put that on the edge. And let's move this over to here. Whoops. One tag on these blocks, and it takes forever to repair them. It's probably be quicker for me just to take it out and put a new one in its place. All right, let's put the fuel tank right here. Okay, so if we need to, we can pop another Jenny in there. And if we need to, we can pop another oxygen tank in there, and then possibly add fuel tanks. Now, of course, we have all this whole side too, but again, I'm just not worried about that. You guys don't want to spend a lot of time on that stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and put another layer of blocks here. And then we will do something like this. We get that rotated correctly. There we go. Cover that up a little bit. And we'll come down and wrap this around like so. No, I can't do that. I have to use this block. No, I have to use, what the hell do I have to use? Oh, screw it. You know what? Forget it. Let's just do this. Well, not that. Oh, right. Okay. I know what I need to put in there now. Well, let's finish out the bottom first, and then we'll take care of that. And if we need to, like I said, we can tap into this other space here. Come on, man. Sometimes the trying to use the control plane on this is such a pain in the butt. Let's get underneath here. Get positioned this way. Okay, go up and then over. There you go. And now what we'll do is we will put these in here. This. Okay. We'll patch this up for now. And again, if we need more space for more machinery later, we'll just open that up and put some more stuff in there. Now I should have kept the generator in further, huh? Well, instead of doing that, let's just go out one more block. We might need the space anyway. Yeah, that's right. You know what? I kind of actually... no, we'll finish it out. We'll finish it out. Okay. So let's do this side as well, so that way our core is still directly in the center. Not that it has to be, it's more of just a... it feels right in my brain kind of idea. All right, cool. Instead of the solar panels, get enough fuel to last 24 hours in storage. Why am I not building this base with concrete? I don't know. I guess it hadn't really occurred to me to do that. We could, but I'm not going to mess with that right now because, again, it's just a really basic base. If I started the whole thing all over again, I might do that, but I'm not going to start it all over again. We're just going to go with it. All right, let's take this off for now. We want to turn those guys that direction. We're going to put two down here, side by side with each other. Again, because this is not a PvP situation, I'm not going to worry about hiding the core. I would if it was a PvP situation, but it's not. So before you ask, that's what's going on. Okay, let's put this guy in the corner there, I suppose. And probably what we can do is we can just put our cargo containers right there. We might make another one if we need to put on top. Okay, and let's see, what's next? We need to get the medic station in. The repair bay we'll do later. We need to get a ventilator in place. So let's put this here. We'll put repair station here, and we'll put the oxygen station here. Like so. And then on this side, we will put... Actually, you know, it probably makes more sense, now that I think about it, to... Let's move this out of there, and we'll put this over here, like so. We'll put this right here. There we go. Put that there. That right next to it. That has clearance, right? Okay. And then we'll put the refrigerator down here, I suppose. And we'll put the ventilator on top of that. I know that looks a little weird, but it'll have to do. It'll have to do. I think that's everything except for the door, the solar panels, and the landing deck. So, I might not even use that hangar door. Might not even be necessary. But I think the next thing I want to do now is let's work with some glass here. Yeah, I saw that, Jose. Definitely want to check that out. That does look very interesting. Okay, so what if we take these and we'll go here. like so. And then something, I was gonna see something along the lines of this. I'm not going to turn the symmetry on yet because I'm just kind of messing with this at the moment. Vertical corner. Connector A, basic one. No, that's not what we want. I think this might be it. Yeah, that's it. Whoop! Wrong way. There we go. So let's do these corners too then, while we're at it. Pop those in. Okay, cool. She's coming along. And then I guess what we'll do for this is we'll put that there. And then this will be this block here. Well, okay, let's see if this works. Not sure if this is going to work the way I think it will. Let's see, rotate that way. There you go. Yeah, this should work. This should work. We'll put the door in here. That's good. I think that works. Okay. Now let's get our landing pad going here. So we'll use the Jade Jet kind of as a I'm out of blocks, aren't I? Okay. You know what we probably should do then is let's go ahead and do as Zoopy suggested. Since I'm out of blocks anyway, we're gonna have to go back down to the planet. And we'll make the landing pad out of concrete. Because I do not have an unlimited supply of combat steel. And again, like I said, I probably would have started the whole thing from concrete from the get-go. I just wasn't thinking about that. Because I was in capital shipbuilding mode. And building a space station to support it was an afterthought. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I probably better do that too, kind of thing, you know? Okay, before we do that though, let's look at these. I place that there. See, now that doesn't make any damn sense at all. The sun is right there. But the game is not registering this as the most efficient angle to place this. Stupid! How about there? Is that the right spot? Nope, that's not the right spot either. That's not the right spot either. There is a sun over there, right? It is shining, right? There's nothing blocking it, right? What am I missing? Well, see, now that makes sense because there's no sun on that side. Didn't that only have one square when I first set it down? Or am I just imagining things? All right, well, whatever. Whatever, man, whatever. For the array, I'm curious about something now, though. See, that's still only one. That's only one. Whoops. Wrong gun. I keep my repair tool in slot 1 in creative mode, so that's why I'm so used to doing that. In fact, let's do that now with the rifle over there. I don't want to take the rifle off my inventory because I'll forget that I did that, and then when I need it, it's not going to be there. It had only one bar at first placement. Perhaps the flat shape would get more. We could try that. We could try that. Let's try that. Do you guys know, does the shape of these matter in terms of their capacity, or is it the same no matter what size it is? Anybody know the answer to that? No, that doesn't seem to be any better. What other options do we have shape-wise? That's slope 3. That's an even shallower slope. Solar panel with adapter horizontal. Solar panel with stand horizontal. What's the difference between this one and the other one? All right, let's try this. Let's try something else here. Because I'm a little curious now as to what the hell's going on with this. What if we... Think about this for a second. What if we... do something like... Well, you know what? I need more blocks. I need blocks. Let's go back. I've got tons of concrete blocks. Let's go back and get those first before we do anything else. All right, let's see. We want to... Actually, we'll call this space base. Yeah, I know I put it on the ship, but I was just too close to it. It'll get us back here. Okay, so we're gonna head towards the Pentaxidroid for a little ways until we can get above our base. So we'll go back down, we'll grab a bunch of blocks, concrete blocks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up like a vertical wall and put the panels flat on that and see if they get full sun that way. But I promise I'm not gonna dick around with this for a long time. We'll just try a couple things, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, I didn't get that correct. Ah, well. I was having a little bit of trouble seeing the planet. The features of it. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday. We had a blizzard here yesterday. Crazy Colorado weather, man, I'll tell you what. We had, it was like 80 degrees on Wednesday-ish, somewhere in the middle of the week. And then yesterday, the wind started blowing like crazy, and then by the time I got off work, we had horizontal snow. It was blizzarding. And I did a stream last night, and right at the end of the stream, my internet connection started going bad. And then it went out completely altogether and stayed out, for most of the rest of the night. It was kind of weird though, because during the stream, apparently my viewers could still hear me, but chat wasn't working because a chatbot had basically disconnected. But I didn't know it at the time. It appeared to me like the whole thing had locked up because I wasn't getting any feedback from anybody. But I found out after the fact, talking to some buds in Discord, that I was actually they could still hear me. It's just a really weird deal. But I couldn't browse to any web pages or anything. And then everything crashed at that point. So, was happy to see that it's back up when I got up this morning. Had a couple of paint spills building the jet here the other day. Okay, we're gonna grab some concrete blocks. And I might need to change that base out to concrete. I wished I would have thought of that. It's, Zumpy, I blame that on you for not reminding me soon enough. Just teasing. But I will do that off camera. I won't do that on stream. So I probably will, just because, again, like I said, I don't have a bazillion resources here to make an unlimited supply of hardened steel blocks. So let's do this. Let's start cooking up some capital ship components. I thought I had already done that, but maybe not. Or did I, and I brought them up there with me? I don't want to make stuff twice, Didn't I? What the hell? Oh, I was looking at the base and not the ship's inventory. I was going, how in the hell do I have that many cargo boxes on here? Oh, geez. You can't take me anywhere. All right. Looks like the only thing we put on here was the ore and not the components. So I guess I didn't get those going. All right, good to know. So we'll get some stuff cooking up down here. So that way, when we're finished with the base, we'll hop back down and grab it. So let's see. We want capital ship devices. First of all, let's start with the block. So we need a capital vessel starter. As soon as we have a spot to place it, we're going to want a, why am I not seeing it? There it is. We're going to want a grav generator. We're going to want a generator. There we go. So, somebody asked me earlier how big I'm going to make this ship, and I didn't answer that question. I am not planning on making a large capital vessel. In fact, I'm planning on making a relatively compact vessel, but that doesn't mean I'm going to make a cheap one. You know, it's going to have good stuff in it, but it's not going to be ginormous. The plan is that it's going to be large enough for me to fit a small vessel, and a hovercraft in the internal bay, and then probably park the Raider on the top of it. Now, that being said, the Raider is pretty large, but you know, I'm probably going to have the Raider kind of hang out like we do on the multiplayer server. So that's kind of the general idea, but you know, nothing is set in stone with this, guys. I mean, we could get halfway into it and I could completely have, you know, inspiration and change things up. So we'll just see how it goes. But anyway, just for starters, we want a grav generator. I'm just going to put the big boy in there and be done with it. When it's all said and done, we might end up needing that much power, or we might not. But the thing is if we put one of these in and we end up not needing it, we can always take it out, you know, and put a couple of smaller ones in. That's kind of my theory behind that anyway. We have the mats to make it, so let's just do it and be done with it. We're going to want multiple fuel tanks. So let's just start with 4 of these, and we'll see where, you know, how much that is. We're going to want O2 tanks. Probably 8 of those, I'm thinking. We'll do an O2 station. Is that the right one, though? Capital vessel. Yeah, I gotta make sure I'm hitting the right one. It'll probably help if I put that over there. Let's see. What else do we want to start with? Let's make some elevators, I guess. Start with 20 of those, and we'll see where that gets us. And remember, you know, we have the supporting station, so I'm not going full-on life support or anything like that yet. And that being the case, we might not even... Well, we're going to eventually need that. We'll just let it go ahead and cook up. We are going to do ORP. We'll need another ventilator. And maybe a cargo block. We already made the hangar door here, so we'll use that because I don't think I'm going to use that on the base. There's not really any reason to. We'll need some doors, but like I said, I'm not trying to build everything right now. I'm just trying to get some of the initial stuff cooked up for us so we can get started. And then for now, let's just keep going with a whole bunch of combat steel. Let's load some more Sathium in there and some more iron. It's very, very likely that we're going to have to do some more mining before this is all said and done. You know what, though? That being said, maybe we should go ahead, before we run out of Zascosium, maybe we should go ahead and get our lasers made right now. So, the Ladybug, does it have 5 or 6 on the front? I can't remember. It has 6 on the front, okay. Because I do not want to mine with those damn mechanical drills anymore. I'm done with that. So let's queue up 6 of these. How many is that? Whoops. 5, 6. Okay. And then the rest is just going to be combat steel. Just going to queue up stacks and stacks and stacks of this. And when we're ready, we'll come back down. We'll grab whatever this has finished. Anything that it hasn't finished, we'll cancel and just make up in space and let this keep working on blocks for us. Because at present, we only have 62 to work with. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Zumpy. Guys, I appreciate input, but don't backseat game though either, okay? Let me figure this out, and if I need your help, I will ask you for it. I would appreciate that. I know you mean well, and I do appreciate it, but you know, let me figure this out, and if I need your help, I will ask for it, okay? All right, so let's head back on up into space. And back to our base, which should be somewhere over this way. Space base on the other side of the planet. Okay, well, that's all right. Oh, you know what? I just had an old guy moment, didn't I? The planet rotates, duh. I was thinking it stayed in the same spot, so it doesn't matter. It would have been a complete waste of time and energy for us to have built on the dark side because the planet's going to rotate. Too many things for the old guy brain to keep in mind. Backset chimes concrete blocks. Backset chimes concrete blocks. I don't know, understand what that means, Cookie. Backset chimes concrete blocks. Sorry, that's not registering in the old guy brain here. Zumpy, Drill Sergeant. I love you, man. I appreciate you hanging out, but I completely disagree with you on that point. I will take the Ladybug over the Drill Sergeant any day. The only time the Drill Sergeant is better than the Ladybug, in my opinion, of course, is if you need to operate it with a pressurized cockpit, such as the planet Sienna. In that case, then you definitely want a Drill Sergeant because Sienna is brutally cold. And I suppose you could apply that, you know, if you're on like a really hot lava planet or something too. But otherwise, you know, and I've tried both of them. I've spent time on both of those drills. And I much prefer the Ladybug over the Drill Sergeant. And I'm not saying the Drill Sergeant sucks. I'm not saying that at all. It's actually a really good ship for what it does. But I just prefer the Ladybug myself. They're very comparable in terms of cost. I think the Drill Sergeant's just a tad bit cheaper because it has 4 mechanical drills instead of 4 or 5. I think it has 5, whereas the other one has 6. So yeah, Drill Sergeant's a good ship, and it is the ship for mining if you need to be protected from the environment. But if that's not an issue, then Ladybug's gonna win out. Again, in my opinion, and in my experience with both of those hovercraft. Okay, so let's put this right here. We're just gonna kind of use it as a... Got an echo going on here, don't I? Oh, hopefully that wasn't distracting to you guys. I just now noticed it. Okay. So we'll kind of use this as a guide for how large we're going to make this platform for starters. So let's bring it out. Oh, I don't know. to there, I suppose. So what did we do? We went 2 blocks beyond the edge. I just went 3 blocks beyond the edge, so let's go 4 in total. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then we will go... Let's go out a little bit further than that. Maybe about there. I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not really trying to do an exact count. Okay, come on. There we go. Whoops, hit the wrong button. Where'd it go? What happened? Oh, it's right there. I thought it was down below, not up above. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got ourselves a landing platform. And now what we'll do is we will pop... let's move this out of the way for a second. You know what I think I'll do, actually? In case we get... At some point, we have the other small vessel if we bring it up here for any reason or whatever. I think what I want to do is I want to be able to have a spot for repair and then have a spot for parking. And so that being the case, we'll put our repair bay right there. No, we'll put it right here. I think that works. Cool deal. Almost done, guys. Almost done, and then we can get started with the ship. Let's put 1 light there, and we'll just see how that does once we get the power up. Okay, solar power. How are we going to do this? What I'm thinking is... let's try something like this. We'll put a block there and a block there. No, 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 no. That's not what I want to do. Damn it. There we go. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to repair that. Okay. We have 6 panels. So let's bring this out and down. We're going to go with flat. 513, 513, 513. Okay, so those are all the same size. Solar panel with adapter. So that's got like a little node on it that you can use to connect. Oh, that might be kind of cool. Okay, I got an idea. Let's do this. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, okay, I got an idea. Let's do this. We're gonna actually make an array here instead of just pasting them on a basic wall. Let me confirm that this is the right spacing, first of all. We're gonna want to flip this around too. No, not that way. Like so. All right, how do I get that to attach on the end of this block, though? Or can I do that? Let's put that there for a second. Because the idea here is probably, I don't know, maybe these guys? They don't seem to have... Do they have one with adapter? It doesn't have it on both sides, though. This probably isn't gonna flip in there, is it? Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to do, you know, a vertical row of 3 and another row of 3. You know what I mean? But to do that, we're going to have to... You know what we could do is we could do attach to base, right? And just kind of assume it's wireless. Maybe we'll do it that way. That way I don't have to actually attach it physically to the base. But to do that, I was trying to think how I get them placed to begin with, you know? Well, let's bring this back out here for a second. Maybe a little bit further. Say it about there, okay? Now, can we put this on the end of here? You guys know of a way that I can attach that on the end without having to put like a back plate on it? Any thoughts on that, you guys? I will need a back wall to place them. Okay. I kind of started coming to that conclusion myself. So let's put that there. And if I want this to be in the center, we need to come down like that, and then pop that in place there. Okay. Yeah, all right, I see what I'm going to have to do here. I see what we're going to have to do. So we're going to take this back out. All right. Let's take that out too. So that's the center one. So that means we're going to do this. That. That. That and this. Okay. All right, so now the next thing we need to do is flip that around. Did I select the right one? I didn't. We want this one. And that's the right direction. Now we want to go here, connect to base, right? I think that should work. Okay, let me confirm that those are connected to the base. It would appear so. Of course, we don't have enough. We have to build it up first. I just wanted to make sure that they were actually connected, because remember, we don't have any fuel in the fuel tanks at all. Okay, and then what we do is we do this. And then we come back here and we remove these. And that should do the trick. Let's see, we want 4. And let's see. This is concrete, so we don't have the same options that we would have with steel. So we could go with that one, or we could go with this one. Or we could try... Those are, I think those are the only 2 options that we have that are going to light up. This is all more actual concrete tile looking stuff. What does this look like? Oh, that's kind of cool. Actually, I think I like that one the most. It's not going to light up, but who cares? It's already lit from the sun anyway. What do you guys think? Should I connect this down vertically or just leave it the way it is? purely for aesthetic reasons, not because I need to. Any thoughts on that? What if we did something like this? Could work. Claude Voice says truss blocks. Ooh. I like that idea. I like that idea, Claude Voice. Let's get some regular fuel in this thing. So we have 0 regular fuel. All right. Are these... Help me out here, guys, now. Asking for it. Are those actually connected to the base or not? I would assume so, because the base powered on for like 5 seconds, right? Or was that like just a tiny bit of fuel that was in the fuel tank when you put it down? Oh, okay. I'm gonna say they are. And we just have to build the charge up. Look at the devices. What am I looking at on the devices? Which device are we looking at? The capacitor? Or are you talking about statistics? Oh yeah, okay. Yep, it's connected. I think you meant to say statistics, not devices. I took that literally. Okay, so we have 27 kilowatts of power. And of course we have to let that charge. So in the meanwhile, we will go ahead and put conventional fuel in here so that we can actually walk around now and use our grav generator. And we got ourselves a space base, people. Yay us. Okay, that took a little longer than anticipated, but that's par for the course for old guy anyway. So let's go ahead and unload our stuff. We'll get a couple truss blocks cooking up because I like that idea. And then we'll take a trip back down to the planet and get whatever has finished cooking up down there as well. And we'll be ready to get started here with this thing. Let's put those in there and grab that. Okay, so this constructor will be dedicated to nothing but making combat steel. And to do that, we need 10 steel plate, 8 hardened steel plate. I guess we'll just put an even amount of both of those in there. And this is just going to go to town. We'll make at least, well, let's make about a stack and a half and we'll see where that gets us. This constructor will do everything else that we need. We'll throw all that ore in there. And let's make a few truss blocks up for the solar array. Let's fill this up and pressurize. Take the helmet off, make sure we can breathe. We can. Very good. And we do need to fill our oxygen back up too. While we're at it, let's have some chow here. Put that Zask in there. This is awesome, man. I'm having fun. I love this game. I know I say that all the time, but I really do. Okay, let's go ahead and make another storage. And we'll stick that up here. Number 6. We'll put our extra oxygen and our extra fuel in here. We'll put the blocks in there. I guess we could pop another light up here. Well, nah, I don't think I will, because I don't want to use any more power than I need to. And we can see well enough in here. It's bright enough. We are in space, in direct sunlight. Let's put that in there and repair it up. That was my first repair of that. I've been kind of holding out because it has a limited number of repairs, as you guys probably know. And we'll refill that guy and then put the rest of the oxygen in here. And we should be in good shape. Looking good. Let's put some of those in there. And remind me, if you guys think about it, remind me to grab some more canned food from the planet. Okay. And I guess what we were going to do is we're going to go do the truss blocks over here. I think I'll leave those blocks in place though, just for the halibut. Doesn't look like we have a smaller cylinder for trusses, but that's okay. I still like that. I think that looks like a solar array should look. Pretty cool. Reminder to grab more canned food from the planet. Thank you, Cloudboy. Let's do one more little touch up here. Wrong gun. I'm not gonna decorate the steel here because I'm gonna replace that off camera. Well, we'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It just depends upon, you know, how our supply of blocks goes. It's definitely not going to be a problem today. Okay, so what texture do we want for the deck here? I don't really like that texture so much, you know? Maybe. Nah. That could work. That could work too. Okay, so between that one and that gives it a galvanized look. I don't really like that. I don't think so. Anything else that might work here? I don't want it to look like, you know, a stone type of material. Okay. I think I either want this one or this one. What do you guys think? A or B? A or B? Let me know. Bod Voice says bottom row, third from the right. This one? No. Dude, you're trolling me, man. You're trolling me. A or B? A or B? Soupy says B. B it is. B it is. What doing? Oh, okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do then. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with this one for the outside edge. Okay. And then we're gonna go with this one for the rest of it. Best of both worlds. Okay. Whoops. How's that? That looks pretty good overall, I think. Now let's see. We could either do something like this. Let's just turn that off. Okay, so we could do that, or we could do the this thing here. Oh, you know what? It's not going to let us do. Not going to let us use that other one. Okay, so that is our only option. Then, if we want to put some kind of, you know, like caution sort of something on there. And then maybe what we'll also do is back to here. I think I want this. Nope, not there. Like so. And there we go. Sometimes it's hard to tell where the actual block is. Nope, nope, nope. And then, maybe we'll put that there. It's not really the right symbol, but, you know, caution for the thruster sort of idea, I suppose. All right, that's probably good enough. I don't want to spend any more time on this. But there you have it, people. Basic space base. Set up to support our capital ship build. Whether or not we keep it up permanently remains to be seen. But it should serve us well for the now, the here and now. Let's top this off. Also remind me when we get back to the planet to make another oxy tank. I want to have at least one more up here. Adjust the size of the brush. I think they only give us 2 options for that. If we have either the small, which will do a single block at a time, or medium, which does several blocks at a time. But like Claude Voice said, it's kind of clunky. What the hell is that? You guys see that yellow stuff on the seam there? Did I hit that block on accident? And do the side? I can't imagine I would have. Huh. Must be just a graphical glitch or something. The space base Zoopy? Absolutely, man. Yeah, if you like it, I'll upload it. Do you want me to change it over to concrete first before I do that though, bro? Okay, Claude, you smartass. I think the operative word there was remind me when I get back to the planet. Yeah, Zoopy, absolutely. We'll go ahead and I'll definitely put it up there if you're interested. Just let me know if you want me to switch it over to concrete first, and of course, like I said, I'll do that off camera, and we'll put it up. Okay, back to the planet. How are we doing here on fuel? We need to put some more in. And I should have some fuel in here for that purpose. I certainly do. Oh, let's drop this stuff off first. So what we'll do, I think, is we'll put capital ship specific stuff in there, and we'll put everything else in here that's not specific to the capital ship. We're not going to use trusses on the cap ship, at least I don't think we will, or if we do, we'll do it internally. Okay, gotcha, Soup. Yep, I will do that for you, man. So we'll switch it over to concrete, and then I'll put it up on the workshop. Zoopy, are you in our Discord? If you're not, come join up with us if you want to, and then that way I can just let you know through the Discord when it's ready. The link for that is in the info section of my Twitch channel, or Claude Voy or Black Widow or one of the mods can put the link in chat as well. Okay, back to the planet. This is our lake right here. I can't believe I had such an old guy moment earlier and forgot that the planet rotates. Well, actually, I can believe it. It's me. But that's all right. Can't take myself too seriously, you know. Life's too short for that shit. Just gotta let it roll off and keep going and have fun anyway. Looks like I'm having an old guy moment. Old guy moment, yep. Old guy moments happen all the time. It's what makes me special. Or at least I'm gonna keep telling myself that. Alright, let's line up here. Guys? The hell? Okay. Log out. It's Empyrion. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a good time to take a quick break anyway, because I do need to replenish my coffee. So I'm going to do that. I will be back in a couple minutes, and we'll log back in at that point, and then we should be good to go. So you guys hang tight. I will be right back. And we're back. Had to go get some more coffee going here. Even though it is noon. Oh, I was up late last night. So it still feels like morning to me. That's better. That's mo better. Okay. So, Claudvoy, what are we down here for? Reminder number 1. Let me scroll back up in the chat here. Canned food. And the second one was oxygen tank. Awesome. Okay. I need to get back in the habit of lawn care. That's right, man. I got to call my landscaper saying, what the hell, man? What you do to my lawn? It's hilarious. Okay, let's see if we have another crop of tomatoes in. Looks like we do. One thing I was thinking about maybe doing is, well, I probably actually, yeah, scratch that thought. When I find a planet that I want to call home, we'll put it that way, then what I want to do is I want to build a big farm on the planet, because we're building a space farm on multiplayer, so I don't want to do that twice. And let's grab another, let's get 2 full stacks. Okay, so we got the food, oxygen tank, and we're gonna also grab really, it took it that long to make 4 of those things? Holy crap. Okay, let's stop this. Well, I guess we don't need to stop it. But we're making the blocks in space now. We still have the materials down here, though. Yeah, we might as well make the stuff down here. Let's just keep it going. But what I might do, though, is I might take that down to about a half stack or so. But we'll take one of these for the space base, and then we'll save the rest for the cap ship. Okay. I'm not in single player, though. I'm on a server. Oops. I am on a server. I'm running Voodoo 3 on this server. I set it up initially for content creators to come on and do YouTubes and streams, but nobody really seems to be interested in doing that. So at present, it's basically just me playing my single player series on the server. If any of you would like to either stream or YouTube your own Empyrion series and you're looking for a server, that's what this server's for. We also have another multiplayer server, for those of you who don't know this, that Black Widow runs, and that server is open to anybody on our Discord that wants to come and play with us and just have fun on multiplayer. And we're going to actually do a stream tonight around 7 p.m. Mountain Time on that server. So if you're interested, join up with Discord and let us know and we'll get you in. Back into space. There's a couple more things I want to do to the Jade Jet. I want to put another Jenny in it, and a couple more RCSs because it's a little clunky on the turning. It's not terrible, but it could be better, I think. And then we'll upgrade it to hardened steel, and we'll redo the front with hardened glass. And then I think I can call it done and put it up on the workshop if anybody's interested. Oh, you know what? There's no upside down in space. True story. I'm going. What happened to all the painting we just did on the base there? Oh man, I tell you right. If Arcanus was here right now, he'd be face desking. Let's flip her around. There we go. Look at that. Nice straight line so we can park the ship almost perfectly. I love it. I love it. It appeals to my OCD side. Okay. Let's turn that thing off. Are you guys ready to build a capital ship? What do you think? Think it's about time? Oh, actually, I do have a little bit of damage on this, so let's park it over the bay now. I love these things, man. That is the best invention this game has ever come up with, I think. Love those things. And when we can repair the blueprint, that's going to be even better. Even better. Okay. So, let me look at something here. What would it take to spawn in the Stinger? I think I'm going to throw this thing in the factory because this little ship is a lot tougher than the J-Jet. And if we end up, needing to go do some more mining on the planet that has all the good stuff, I'm going to have to take some POIs out. So let's get this thing cooking up. Oh, we need to put the extra oxygen tank in too, don't we? Let's do that first. Well, no, let's get this cooking up first. So we need some iron. We're going to need a little neo. We're going to need a little sath. Probably a little cobalt. A little copper. I'm sure it's going to want silicon. I don't really have a whole lot of components that I can feed into this, so we're just going to do ores. So 366 iron. Put that much in. Copper needs 240. Silicon needs 197. Sathium needs 123. Cobalt 104. And Neo 20. Okay, let's get that little bugger going. I built that in season 1 of my Let's Play series, and it served me well. It's a nice little ship. It's nothing fancy, but it's very functional. I have not put it on the workshop, though, because nobody really seemed to be interested in it, but if you guys do like it, when you see it, let me know, and I can do that, too. Okay, so we're going to pop in another oxy tank here. I think, there we go. All right. Good deal. Okay, let's look at something here. We're only using 8% power. But are we running this? Yeah, we're running this. Yeah, that little generator should be more than enough for this base, because this is really all we're going to ever do with it. Not planning on doing anything else in here. Stick the food in there. I'll keep maybe half of those in my inventory. I think we're ready to go. Let's grab as many blocks as we have made up so far. And we're gonna need the core. And we'll grab all that stuff too. Let's just grab all of this. Okay, it's time. I'm excited, man. I hope you guys are too. This is gonna be fun. Like I said, I have never built a capital ship from the ground up in survival mode. In fact, I've never really even... I don't know if I've ever built one in creative mode either, completely. But certainly have never done so in survival mode. And, you know, people ask me, well, how come you don't, do your builds in creative mode? And my response is, well, sometimes I do. But, you know, building stuff in survival mode to me is part of the fun of this game. It's part of what the game is about. If you like to play in survival mode. And, you know, I know some people are all about the building. They just want creative mode. They don't want to mess around with the survival components of the game, and I completely get that. But for me, you know, I use creative mode kind of as my design board, if that makes sense, to get some ideas, to experiment with some things. But when it comes time to do the actual build itself, I like to do it in survival mode, just because, again, that's part of the challenge of the game. Survival is a big part of this game. Hopefully it'll be an improved part as time goes on, and so that's what we're about. So now that we got that out of the way, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out this way, and I'm gonna probably want to be somewhere about this far out, I'm thinking. Because I don't want to, I don't want to be so far away from the base that it takes forever to get back over there. But we need to, make sure we have plenty of room for this thing. And then we're going to turn towards the sun. We'll place our building block there. Take a sip of coffee. When you work on the SV, fix 2 textures on the wings so you can quit looking at it. Are you talking about the Jade Jet, Cook, or are you talking about the yellow jacket? What would you like to see fixed on the wing? Well, first of all, are you talking, okay, J-Jet, and which texture do you think would look good on there? Zoopy, I do have a plan for the CV. It's not a fully drawn out plan, but it's enough of a plan that I can use as a guide as we do this. Textures match on 2 wings. What do you mean? Oh, that's a different texture. You're right, it is. I didn't even notice that. You got a sharp eye, homie. So this and this. I don't even know which one's which. So let's just do this. I think what I was using
Looks like I'm having an old guy moment.
Yep, it sure does. Huh? Okay, so I don't get that. I don't understand what's going on there. Any thoughts, anybody? Because this one has just like the little square in the corner, and this one's doing this pattern. I think it has to do with the fact that, you know, this texture changes depending upon, you know, which block it is. And so it's just registering this one for this one and this texture for the other block. I don't know if I can do anything about that. I want to keep using that texture because what happens is the seams of this texture will light up when the ship powers up, and I think it's a really cool effect. So it's kind of, it might be a little hard to see, but you know, this is all basically lit up now. It would be more obvious, you know, if we were in a darker area. So yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do about that, man. But it is weird though. I never even really noticed that until you pointed it out. What if we tried this? Well, that still kind of looks like it's lit up in the seams, doesn't it? At least they match that way, you know, because now that you've pointed this out, it's going to bug the hell out of me. Oh no, we don't like that. No, not that. That's just weird. Oh, man. Nothing's ever easy. We already tried that one. That's not so bad. I think it's kind of got the riveted look, which is exactly what you would expect to see on a jet, or at least, you know, the earlier jets, like the ones made in the 50s and 60s. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. You good with that, Cookie? Oh, that's all right, man. I'm glad you pointed it out to me. I didn't even realize it until you said something. Guess it doesn't matter. I couldn't live with that. You like that, man? Is that good? Okay. Should we do this one, or should we leave that one the way it is? I think we can leave that one the way it is, just because it's only one, you know, the one fin there. Okay, back to this. We got that sorted. Now, I actually appreciate you pointing that out to me, because again, I just didn't notice it. So this is about where we want to be, I think, distance-wise. We're going to turn towards the sun. We're going to hit the O key and make sure we're perfectly level. And here we go. And wow, the core is actually there. Like I was saying, when I tested this yesterday, the blocks would appear, but the cockpit and the core were invisible, but they were still there. It was just the weirdest thing. It all starts, my friends. It all starts with a single block. Because we're taking this crap out of here. We will take this off for now. And there she is. This is my capital ship build. I hope you guys like it. It took me a long time to build this thing, and I tried to design it kind of after a cube shape, you know, with some mechanical stuff. And I like the way it turned out. I really do. So thanks for watching today, guys. No. I'm just trolling you. I'm just trolling you. I'm just trolling you. Okay. So, my idea for this ship, it's going to be compact. It's not going to be tiny, but it's going to be small-ish for my first capital ship. For one reason, because it is my first capital ship, and I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, you know? And it is my intention later on to do a bigger, larger, more elaborate build. So this one's going to be, I don't know if I want to call it basic, because I am going to try and make it as nice as I can with the skills that I currently possess, such as they are. And it's not necessarily going to be a cheap ship either, because I mean, you know, we're gonna put some good stuff in it, but it is going to be a smaller capital ship. The overall design that I have in mind will kind of become apparent to you guys once I kind of put the skeleton in place. But it's going to be sort of like the front section is going to be kind of saucer-ish, so to speak. And then, but then the back end's going to kind of, you know, so if this is the front, right? Can you guys see me? Yeah. If this is the front, it's going to kind of, you know, go up like this, right? And then in the back, I'm going to probably, you know, have some type of a, I don't know, a tail fin, you know, kind of coming back. Okay, so this would be the back. Coming back this way, right? And then if we turn the ship so it's facing the camera, I'm going to put probably 2 arms at an angle coming up this way and 2 coming off this way, and then we'll put the engines on the outside of those arms, like nacelles, basically, I think is what you call that. And then we'll have an internal bay that can fit a small vessel and a hovercraft, and then we'll also have a deck on the top of it that we can park a larger ship like the Raider. Okay, so that's the plan for the ship. And it you know, considering the fact that it's going to be a relatively small ship, it should be pretty spacious on the inside. We should have lots of room if things work out according to the way I think that they will. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. You know what we might need to do too is, I'm just wondering if I should hop into creative mode for a minute and check something out. I don't think I will do that right now. Let's get started on this. Let's get started on this. What time is it? It's 12:30. Okay, so I got about an hour and a half left on this particular stream, because we're going to do 7 Days to Die with the updated Ravenhurst starting at 2 p.m. On multiplayer. So I have to be ready for that. So we have about an hour and 15-20 minutes left, because I'll need a little bit of time to prepare for that. Okay, enough talking. Let's do this. So we're going to put our combat steel here. Now I'm going to try more or less to keep the core in the heart of the ship, and of course, you know, we can move it later if we need to. So let's build those blocks up. And then I'm going to come out this way. So we're going to start with the, you know, the basic skeleton of the thing first. I had some numbers in my head for this. But there's one count that I forgot to do, so I'm gonna have to kind of wing this a little bit. Okay, I think that's probably about right. You're taking bets on how many months to finish? That's a good idea, Dad. We should do that, huh? Cookie, you're probably right. You're probably right. And if that happens, then it happens. You know, I mean, that's the deal, right? When you play an early access game, there's always that chance, you know, that you're going to get, particularly in a game like this, you know, where you can do these massive build projects. I mean, you know, 8 could drop like in 2 days from now, and then this whole thing's pretty much out the window, and we start over. But that's okay. I don't think anybody's going to complain when Alpha 8 comes out. With the content that those guys are planning on giving us, it's exciting. Because we can always, you know, do this again in Alpha 8. So we'll take it as far as we can, you know. We'll take it as far as we can. All right, sounds good, Zoopy. Thanks for hanging out, man. I really appreciate it. You have fun on 7 Days to Die, and look forward to seeing you back here again. Yeah, I will definitely blueprint. In fact, what we'll do, guys, is we'll blueprint the build at the end of each stream, at each stage that it's in, and I'll even upload that just, you know, to friends on the workshop. If you guys want to, you know, play around with it yourself, maybe what will happen is I'll get to a part where I'm, you know, really stumped on something, and then I'll just hand it over to you guys, and you guys can work on it and help me figure it out, something like that. So that would actually be cool. I actually like that idea. Then that way we kind of build it together, so to speak, you know. So good plan. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, so let's do the vertical skeleton first. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to start with this block here, and actually, whoops. Let's take that off for a minute, and let's get our friend the symmetry plane going. And I think we want this one here. I don't usually use the vertical plane, so this will be interesting. Okay. We may end up moving this back further. We can worry about that later, though. So we're gonna go 3 up here. Wait a second. You know, 2. Let's also do this. So we do it one time and then it's done. So one more here, like so. And now we're going to switch to this block. like so. In that block. And I think, yeah, that and that. Everything looking good down below? I think so. Yeah, I think we want to do this one more time. Can I should be able to do this, huh? Oh, no, it's not going to let me do that. I don't think. Nah, it won't. Okay. So yeah, we are going to have to use this block. All right, I think that's the extent of the main skeleton there. One, two, three, four. Okay, the yellow jacket's ready. All right, yeah, I think that's where we're gonna stop it. Just trying to remember. I probably should have written a couple things down, but I didn't. We're gonna go with this, and if it doesn't feel right, I'll change it later. I think that does feel right. Okay, kind of looks like a bullet, a little bit. And the other thing too is that the front part of the ship, the basic idea is this will be engineering, right? This will be bridge and, you know, crew quarters, that sort of thing in this section. And then the second half of the ship will be the bay, you know, for us to park the ship and so forth. But I think what we'll do for the rest of this stream, though, guys, so I think we'll just work on the front half and we'll worry about the bay the next time. So, that being said, let's go ahead now and start working on the lateral skeleton here, the sideways. So we want to switch this over to there and make sure it's set correctly. All right, and then we're going to basically follow the same pattern. Now, when I was screwing around with this in creative mode, I spent a lot of time. You know, trying to make nice round curves, you know, using the various different angles. And I was able to get the skeleton, you know, the main structural part here, to look pretty decent, you know, be as round as it can possibly be in the game, right? The problem that I ran into, though, is when I started to try and put you know, fill it in and put the panels on, I was having one hell of a time getting everything to match up. In fact, I couldn't get anything to match up. So what I had to end up doing, what I ended up having to do is go back to, you know, basically just working with, you know, 45-degree angles and 90-degree angles, because that's the only way that you can get the blocks, as far as I could tell, you know, to come together smoothly as you build out the panels. So to get around that, what I'm going to do after I get, you know, the hull itself built, we're going to extend out the, you know, the ribs of this thing and make them a little more round, and they'll protrude a little bit more out of the hull, but it gives it the illusion of being a little more round looking and less angular looking. And that was the solution that I could come up with, you know, to get that to work. All right, so that's the plan for that. We want to come out 3 here. No, I'm doing this backwards. What we want to have a little bit more of a rounded look in the front. Because remember, I'm kind of going for a bit of a saucer type look in the front. So what we want to do here... Hey Siri, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I was just telling everybody that we'll be popping on your server here in just a little bit to do some whatchamacallit, Ravenhurst, updated Ravenhurst. So thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Widow, will you give Siri a shout out for me, please? Guys, Seriously Stressed Gamer is a wonderful streamer, and she's a good friend of mine. She lives in Wales, and she has a delightful accent. I just love listening to Siri talk. And just a sweetheart. And if you guys get a chance, go check her out. She's a streamer and a YouTuber just like me. And she plays various different games, but 7 Days to Die is her flagship game. And I'm going to be playing with her on her server, along with Black Widow, Dan Big Show Hall, and hopefully a couple of other people here in just a little while. So go check her out, give her some love, and join us in a little bit for that if you are interested in doing so. Thank you, Widow. Okay, so we're actually going to go with these angles here to start with. Except for I gotta flip it around like this. Nope, not like that. Like this. And like that. Okay. No, I don't think I want that there. Let's just put that there for the moment. I don't know if I'll keep it there permanently, but my brain needs that base block there for a second. Oh, okay, hold on. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know why this doesn't quite feel right in my head here. What I actually want to do is I want to bring that out to there first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go with these blocks. Nom nom. Okay, what the hell am I doing wrong here? That needs to go... Oh, I'm rotating it on the wrong axis. That's what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Okay. So this comes out this way. And we're... Okay, so we're 3 blocks out. Let's fix this block here. Oh, all right. I'm trying to remember if I took this out a little more. I think that I did. Yeah, I think I did. So let's do this again. I suppose theoretically we want it to match up to this point. So if that's the case, let's turn this off for a minute. So that means that we need to come out Nah, I don't know if that's right. I don't think I had that section quite that long, or maybe I did. You know what we better do? We better pop into creative mode and check that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pop into creative mode really quick and we're going to check that out. This is just going to be a backup save, not an actual... I'll post it up on the workshop for you guys to mess with save. Okay. All right, so we're going to save this as OG cap. We'll call this draft version 1. Okay, let's hop into creative mode for a second and take a look at this thing. Keep in mind, what you're going to see here is not necessarily exactly how it's going to go. This is just me messing around, you know, trying to get some ideas, okay? So I will put out that disclaimer. So what I'm going to do here is this little rib I added after the fact, and I'm toying around with the idea of either this one here or maybe this one here. But for the moment, all I really want to see is my counts here. So just going to take this off so I can make sure I get an accurate count. Okay, so we're basically going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We went 7 blocks at 45 degrees. And the reason I did that is so that it would match up with, you know, the seam up here on the top. Okay? So let me write that down. So this is going to be the starboard side, and we'll call it the horizontal skeleton or rib. So we went, we basically went 2 blocks out from center. Okay, so that's center there. So 2 blocks out from center. So I'm going to go do 2. And then, what did we say? 7 of these, right? Yeah, so 7 at 45 degrees. The first 2 are 90 degree. And then we wrap it around here and go all the way back to the end of the front section, okay? Now again, remember, we're going to add more to this later after we get, you know, the hull plating in place to spiff it up a little bit and make it look a little nicer. While we're here, let's check out a couple other counts too. So from the top here, from the top of the, well, actually, let's check out the vertical skeleton too. So we basically went 3 up at the, yeah, we went 3 up at the 45, which is what I think we did. So we're going to call this the front of the ship, or if we're going to use nautical terms, the bow. I was not in the Navy, so don't make the mistake of thinking I know this stuff left and right. I just kind of know it. So we went 3 up at 45 degrees, and then we turned to the shallower angle. I'm not sure what that angle actually is. Does anybody know what that angle is? It's this, whatever this angle of this ramp is here. And we went 3 up, no, we went 4 up at the shallower angle. Okay? So I'm just going to call that 4 shallow until and unless you guys know what the actual angle is in degrees. If it's exactly half of 45, right, then it's going to be about, what, a 22, 23 degree angle. Okay, now once we get to the top, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 11. 11 back to the core, which is right here. Notice, though, that the core on this ship is not right exactly in the center, you know, of the rib there. Okay. So 11 back is that wall. And then from the center, not from the core on this particular ship, right, but from the center, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up. And I think that's what I did, but I'm not positive. So for the vertical rise, We're going 5 blocks. So it should be 5 blocks up and 5 blocks down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to the floor here. And then I have a lower section that I extended out. I actually built the engineering part first, believe it or not. That goes down another block even further down. Okay, so we're going 5 each way vertical. As far as the horizontal spread now, let's check that out. Again, we have, I think it matches the front. I think it matches the front. So let's go, we're looking at the port side, but it'll be the same on both port and starboard. So starting from the horizontal rib, we're going 3 45s again. And in this particular case, I messed around with the plate because it gives the hull a lot more of a spacious look. But the problem with the plates is it doesn't give us, you know, the double plating protection that the other method where you take the 2 45s and flip around kind of thing. So I probably won't do this just because I would like to have like a double plating on the ship. Even though this does look kind of cool, I mean, it makes it very spacious in here, but it's still going to have lots of room. Still going to look good, I think. All right, so anyways, so 3 45s, and then this should be 4 of the shallow angles up. So yeah, it matches the front exactly. Matches the front exactly. Okay, good. So I'm glad we got those counts. So there's one other thing I want to do before we go back into survival mode. My plan here is to have an area on the back. Let's take this back apart here for a second. For us to park the Raider. Okay, so the ceiling of the internal bay, and I'm basing it off of the J jet because the J jet's, you know, pretty decent size for a small vessel. I would say it's about, you know, average size for a small vessel. So this is going to be the ceiling of the inner deck right here. Okay. And so what will happen, what I have in mind here, let's just build this out a little more. Oh, whoa. Okay. I'm going to bring it back even further. Okay, let's start with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in the Red Raider because this is my baby here. This is my ultimate small vessel. It kicks ass and it takes names, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you very much. And I want to see what dimensions we're dealing with to try and get this to fit on the back end of the ship. Because this thing is enormous, man. It is just gigantic for a small vessel. Let's flip her around. And we need to zoom out a little bit more too. So the idea is that we will park this on the end like so. And what that's going to do now, using that, you know, kind of as our measuring stick, so to speak, is it's going to let us know what dimensions we're dealing with. Now, the first thing that I'm seeing here, which makes me very happy, is that it looks like we are at a pretty good width with the way this is set up. It's going to be a little tight, but I think it'll work. I don't think we need to go any wider with the hull. Obviously, we don't have quite enough length for that. On my multiplayer cap ship, this just hangs out over the front anyway. So we'll see if I decide, you know, to extend this all the way back to encompass the wings or not. I haven't made that decision yet. What I was more interested in is making sure the height is good and making sure that the width of the hull as it's currently designed is good. And I think it is. Again, it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, but I think it'll work. So here's what we need to take away from this. We need to know that the width of the Raider is this number of blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's the magic number. So the Raider needs 13 blocks of width, and then a little, you know, a little more than that too, of course, but that's the width. So I'm going to say +2 on each side, so we have a tiny bit of wiggle room. So 15. So the size of this deck, we're going to make 15. And yeah, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but you know, I've already kind of figured out these dimensions, and I don't want to change that now. That's too much thinking for the old guy. And yeah, I should have probably figured this out in advance, but this is my first time, and I'm kind of learning as I go. And I'll hopefully be a little wiser the next on the next build. But I think we lucked out and hit this just about right. Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is that you know, this is going to be an open deck up here. I'm not going to close this in. So we'll have a bulkhead right here coming down, leading in, you know, to this portion of the ship, and then this will be just an open deck. But I do have some plans, you know, to put something along the sides. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to come together yet, but you know, that we'll certainly worry about that in another stream. Okay, good. So I think we got the dimensions we needed. Let me show you what I did for engineering, but keep in mind that this is going to change because when I first built the engineering section, which by the way I've saved as its own I saved as its own build. Right here. I think it's 1 and 2. I think 2 is so this whole thing I've saved, and you know, it could be spawned in, already put together, and then a capital ship could be built around it. That was kind of that wasn't my original intention, but once I started building it and stuff, I figured, oh, you know what, let's just save this as is. It's very compact. It does have, you know, skylights or floor lights, I guess you'd call them, off into space, and there's 3 layers of glass there for protection. But you walk in here and you have 4 constructors because you know, I'm setting this up to kind of be a mining ship, exploration mining ship. So you got the 4 constructors in here. You got air tanks and stuff up above, and fuel tanks. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough fuel tank wise or not. We won't really know that until we get the thrusters in place. And then if you go in here, you know, you've got your generators and your warp engine and your anti-grav and all that kind of stuff. So the thing about this is, though, remember I built this first, right? So the thing about this is we have a lot more width with this hull built like this than what I had originally understood was going to happen, because, you know, it kind of just took on a life of its own, so to speak. So there's really not any good reason for us to keep all of this so compact in here. We can spread it out, and, you know, because we have a lot more room to work with. I mean, there is tons of room in here, right? So, you know, just kind of keep that in mind. The main reason I wanted to show this to you is just to see that, you know, we do have kind of a, we'll call it an engineering core, so to speak. It's already put together. It's got all the stuff on it, and could be used, you know, as a starter to build a capital ship around. A small capital ship, mind you. Okay, so I think we have the information that we need. There is one other thing I'll run by you guys. This angle here, okay? I could not find any blocks that would allow me to fill in this angle. There's only 3 blocks or 4 blocks in the game that I can find that'll work with this angle, this corner here. They are the ramp wedge top, the ramp wedge bottom, or corner C and corner large B at the very top. Okay? There's nothing that I can find that will fit in this gap here. I messed with it for forever. I tried every possible block I could think of, you know, to see what I could fill in there, and I just couldn't find anything. So what I did was I said, all right, let's use the blocks that do work and just see what we can do. And I came up with 2 possibilities. There's this one here. This one's a little cleaner than the other one. And it, you know, of course, it leaves this little gap here. So that's an option for one of the corners. The other option was this little diamond type of thingy. And basically that's just a bunch of these blocks here. These little guys stacked up. I wonder if we could pop this one in here. Yeah, see, that's not going to work either. What about this one? Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could do that too. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Do you like this, you know, the diamond configuration better, or do you like the cleaner, straight line configuration better for this corner? Or, even more importantly, do you know what blocks I could use to actually fill this all in? I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't, old guy brain just was not working when I was trying to mess with this. 2 + 2 = 6? No, Dan, 2 and 2 is 22. No, Bourbon, space station is done, buddy. We actually popped here into creative mode because I needed to take some measurements. But anyway, think about that. We don't have to make this decision right now. But as far as old guy brain works, I could only come up with either this configuration or this configuration for filling in those corners. And, you know, being the way that I am, I don't like gaudy stuff. And so I'm kind of leaning more towards this, but I figured, well, I'll just show it. I'll show the 2 different ways to you guys and get some input from you too on what you think might look good. And it's not that I like this, it's that this is the only other option that I could come up with to fill in that angle with corner pieces. Okay? So think about that, and when the time comes to fill those corners in, we'll make a decision at that point. All right, so let's hop back into survival mode. And I'm also going to take another really quick break because I have to use the restroom. So I will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. And then we have about 30-ish minutes left to work on this before I have to switch over to the 7-day stream. All right. So let's log out of here. And I will be right back, guys. Okay. Let's go in here and let's turn this music all the way off and we'll listen to some Pretzel Rocks while we mess with this. Okay, so let's check a couple things before we proceed, make sure we're on the right track here. So the vertical rise in the back was 5 blocks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, that looks good. And then we also determined that this was 3 blocks at 45 and then 4 blocks at the shallow angle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks right. Sometimes I amaze myself. I actually remembered all that. And then we determined that this was 7 blocks out. So right now we have okay, yeah, flip that way. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to do 3 more coming out that direction. Very cool. Anything else we need to double check? We have 2 blocks here. Okay, yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we're ready to do this again. That set correctly? No, it didn't look like it was. Let's get a little more in the center here and then pop it over. That's what we want. That right? Yep. Let's run over to the station here for a second to check on our blocks. And we need to take another hit of O2 as well. Ooh, okay. You know what old guy's gonna be doing? Old guy's gonna be doing a lot more mining. Let's pull a little more sath out of there. And we'll get some more of these going. Okay. How are we doing on power? Doesn't look like we have any capacitor charge because I'm sure the station's using that plus a little fuel. Let's top that off. We'll top this off. I don't know. I'll probably need more than 5, but we'll see. Nope, only needed 2. Nice. Okay. All right, I think we're good. You guys still there? Nobody's chatting. Okay. So we need 3 more 90s. I mean 45s rather. Here. So let's get that angled that way and then pivoting that way. Nope, nope. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3. And that looks like it lines up with the top. Isn't mathematics wonderful? And geometry and all that cool stuff that I never was very good at in school. But you know what they say, right? Math doesn't lie. Math knows what math is doing. I just don't know what the hell it's doing half the time. Okay, good. Now I think we can bring the rib back this way. We were on a break for a little bit there. Come on. And right there. And we'll bring that back to the core. Love it when a plan and a combat steel block comes together. Okay. Okay, not bad, if you don't mind my saying so. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the ribs on now. And if we followed the maths correctly, we're going to just, again, use the same pattern as before. So that means we start with 2 blocks here. And then we come down at... Where did you get that icon, Dan? That's funny. No union in this stream? It's not the union that dictates when we take breaks. It's old guy's bladder and how much coffee in the morning I'm drinking or beer in the evening. So, we are going to switch to this block here. And we come down 4 at this angle. Let's pop these back out, and we'll put a 45 in there. We should be able to actually do the same thing here too. Or not. We want it that way, and we want it that way. That's got to be on the top, like that. Okay, I guess we can't. Do it with that block. Yeah, all right. That's going to have to stay the way it is. Okay, so do we have our 4? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we do. All right, now we're going to switch to the 45. We'll put that there for the moment. I'll change it up later. Okay, we got to get it pivoting this way. Excelente. How about that, huh? Okay, now we can pop this out. And put a 45 in there. So what that does, if it's not obvious, is it gives us basically double plating on the hull. In most spots. Well, actually, I think in every spot, right? Except for this. This is not double plated at the very top. But we're probably going to put more stuff up there anyway and, you know, decorate it, build it out a little more. This is just the very basic hull shape that we're doing right here. I love it. It's coming together. What time is it? Okay, we got a little more time. All right, let's take this all the way back. And like I said, you know, I'm going to do something up here. I don't know exactly what yet, but we'll do something up here to make it look a little cooler. You know, put some kind of a rib up there maybe, or, you know, maybe even raise it up a little more so it's a little more of a... What I would like to do, right, is I'd like this to kind of curve up a little bit and then start to taper back down towards the back with a line along those lines. And so we will figure that out at another time, but that's kind of the general idea. How it'll come together specifically, we'll see. Nice icons, man. And Dan comes up with some pretty interesting icons. Emoticons, whatever the hell you want to call them. All right. We'll just keep on filling this in. There, that's what we want. And then we're just 45s. I'm in the wrong spot there. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, come on, dummy. All right, cool. Starting to look like the hull of a ship. It's gonna be pretty spacious in here too. We're gonna have lots of room. I mean, you know, for the ultimate size that this ship's gonna be. Oh, Bearded Guys Gaming, awesome. Yeah, those guys are cool. Let's do a boss fight here. Not quite ready yet. Have we ever confirmed if heist works? Last time we tried it, it wasn't working. Yeah, it still seems to be borked. And I've got the latest version of Chatbot too. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. I mean, as far as I can tell, everything's set up correctly. And it did work at one point because I tested it out, you know, when I set all that stuff up. But I don't know. Doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, we won't worry about that right now. What we could try is free-for-all. Everybody type in exclamation point FFA. We need at least 5 people to join that for that game to trigger. This is basically arena like gladiators. We go in and we kick the shit out of each other and only one person's left standing. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on with the underneath side. But we'll just flip around and not even think about it as being below because there's no upside down in space. And we're going to essentially just do the same thing. Assuming we have enough blocks, that is, to finish this out, which I hope we do. So we come out to 2 there, and then we go 4 down at this angle. We want to pivot here. No, we don't. We want to... I got it all messed up there. There we go. So that brings us down 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it does. Okay. Now we switch to 45s. Oops. Excelente. And let's put this piece in too, since we're already at the right position for it. And this one. And this one. Very cool. Okay, we got a couple more minutes, and we have 104 blocks left. Let's go grab whatever else we have left over here. Top this off while we're here. Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't want to burn any more of my Sathium right now. We do have more down on the planet though too, but we're definitely gonna have to do some mining while we're at it too. Let's go ahead and get the yellow jacket spawned in here. Hi, buddy. This is my faithful small vessel in season what? What the hell? What is this? Hopefully that's just a graphical glitch. Anyway, me and this little ship have been through a lot together in season 1. Like I said, it's nothing super fancy, but it's highly functional. Highly functional. Okay, good. The little graphical glitch went away. I was like going, what in the world is that? Okay, cool. So we got him in. Oh, let's cut the power on both of these guys. No point in burning gas. Why am I all of a sudden taking radiation? Wasn't before. Huh, weird. Okay. Let's get to work on the front end of this thing. So, we're basically going to just copy this out to here. Out to here. This block is, I believe, corner C. But this is that angle that we're going to have trouble with later on that I was pointing out in the creative mode there. But we won't worry about that right now. Put that there. And looks like we can flip that around. Put another layer right there. Okay, looking good, looking good. And I'm just gonna block this all in for now. We'll replace it with, you know, windows and stuff later. Not gonna worry about the windows right now. Now we switch to 45s. I kind of like this little rib here, just because it adds a little character, shall we say. So I think we'll actually leave that, at least for now. If it causes us problems later, then we'll, of course, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Alright, sounds good, Di. We'll see you tonight. Looking forward to hanging out with you on the multiplayer server. You have a great afternoon. Alright. Oh, shit. You know what? I should have turned on the other symmetry plane when I was doing that. Didn't think about it. Alright, doesn't matter. That's okay, we'll make it work. Let's just start from down here. Guess I should have been going out another one as well. Okay, good, good, good. Looks good. At this point, there is really no up or down, except for the, you know, in reference to the space station, of course. So we are considering this the top. All right, let's build in this angle now, as far as we can go with the blocks. So we're going to use the cut corners and the corners to do this. We want to flip that way and then get it turned around like so. Yeah, we're gonna have to put some backing blocks in with those. Everything looking good on this side? Actually, you know what? It'll probably let me put these blocks in. Yeah, that works, because we can kind of squeeze it in, scooch it in that way. Nope. So the way that I do this is that when you're using the symmetry plane, if you screw something up on this side, you fix it, and then you just go to the other side, fix it, and keep going from that side, and you bounce back and forth. Seems to be a pretty good way of working with this. It would be really nice if the devs would make this would make the symmetry plane work with removing blocks too. I don't know why they don't. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I just don't know what that reason is. Okay, we need to flip this thing this way. There we go. Let's see, let's get our corners in first. Ah, damn it. So now we just pop over here, fix our mistake, and keep working from this side. But we are going to run out of blocks here. But that's okay, because it's about time for me to switch over to 7 days anyway. So it actually worked out pretty good. That was just about the right amount of blocks for this stream. All right, guys. Not bad. I'm very pleased with the progress that we made in this first stream with our capital ship build. So let's take this off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a backup save. Let's get it out just a little bit so we can kind of see it a little more from this angle. And we're going to call this OG Cap Draft version 1.2. Okay? So OG Cap Draft version 1.2. And each increment of this, I'll just go 1.3, 1.4, et cetera, until we get, you know, past 1.9, and then we'll just go to 2, and we'll just keep incrementing it that way, because I'm sure we're going to have several stages of this. Okay, so, if you would like a copy of this ship as it is now, let me know. You'll have to friend me on Steam, because what I'll do is I'll upload this to the workshop and just set it to friends only, because I don't want to, obviously I don't want to, you know, make it public, right, until it's done. And then feel free to spawn this into your game and mess with it if you want to. What I would really like to know is if there's a way, you know, to actually fill this in smoothly. I was not able to figure that out with the blocks in this game, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that old guy's brain wasn't able to figure it out. Okay, so let me know in Discord, guys, if you want to download a copy of this version, version 1.2, and then I'll upload it. If nobody says anything, I'm not going to bother uploading it, because there's no reason to at this point. Okay, so let me know in Discord. So guys, what's going to happen is I'm going to take, I don't know, probably about 15-minute break or so, and get ready for 7 Days to Die with the updated Ravenhurst on multiplayer on Seriously Stressed Gamer server. I believe Dan Big Show Hall and Black Widow will be joining me on that based upon who's in chat. And if you guys are still hanging out and you want to get in on some cool 7 Days to Die action, come on back here in about 15-20 minutes. If not, like I said, I will be back with Empyrion at about 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time later today, playing multiplayer Empyrion. In that playthrough, Black Widow and myself and Dialphin are all working on building a space farm. A very large space farm. It's going to be absolutely massive. We're going big or going home, basically. And so, again, if you guys are around, you want to get in on some of that action, come by and see the stream at that point. Let me know if you want to actually play with us. We do have slots open on that server. Anybody in Discord is welcome to come and play on that server with us. It does have the Voodoo 3 scenario, just like my server does here, so 150 planets and moons that you can go to. If you're not familiar with that, I have traveled, you know, through this quadrant of the system here, and, you know, have discovered all of these planets, but there's a whole bunch more all the way around the system in Voodoo 3, so lots of places to explore. Some of these planets are really cool too, because my understanding is that they're planets that other players have made that Voodoo himself, when he had that on the workshop, built into the scenario. So let me know that too, but you gotta, you know, you have to be in Discord for all that information, of course. And so join up if you want to. We have a good, fun community going on in Discord, and I'd be glad to have you guys there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will be back in 15 or 20 minutes on 7 Days to Die. I hope to see you there. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in a bit.